got a bad case of FOMO.
When the bass go boom. When the bass go boom.
Yeah, that's my one right there, baby.
When the bass go boom, that's my cue. Everybody rocking when I look around the room. When the bass go boom, that's y'all cue. Everybody rocking when you look around the room. When the bass go boom, 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 boom. When the bass go boom, boom, boom. The security trying to calm the room, they already rocking though. Even Tom Cruise would say that mission's impossible. Phenomenal and life.
Good morning, traders. This is Rich with Breathingwiththemarkets.com. How you doing today? Hopefully you did well in the market. The market was great, huh? You gotta love it. Each and every day, the market has a language, and it's the same language. Price goes up and down. It's the same language. Let's go ahead and get into some things. As you saw the title, it's impossible, said the ego, right? What's impossible? Why is it impossible? If you have that piss poor attitude that you're not able to do anything because everyone else believes it's impossible, then you're not going to grow, right? What about risk? It's risky, said results. Just because you're getting bad results at something, so what do? You quit? You need to fix yourself. You need to fix how you approach the market. Because if you're not trading objectively in the market and you're not adding everything up to make the highest probability trade, what results do you expect? You see, we as weak individuals in society alone always find excuses, and we always want certainty. Well, what am I going to get if I do that? What if I do this? What will the end result be? That's not how life is, okay? It's high risk, high reward. Calculated risk is the highest risk that you can take. Calculated risk is the smartest position in the market. You've taken a calculated risk. Just pressing a button is not going to get you there. But see, there's a lot of people and a lot of traders that won't show their weekly results because they don't want someone else to see what they did prior, right? But when you have a skill and you're working with leverage back and forth, a skill is proven. A skill is visual, right? Because you can see a skill. Watch a football game, watch college football, watch amateur baseball, watch high school baseball, watch high school football. I mean, geez, there's a lot of great talent out there, right? You can readily identify a skill. So you should be able to readily identify a skill on the chart. You should readily identify a skill from a guru. How could you not do that, right? If you can't readily identify that this person has a skill, that's not a place for you. I'm just being honest with you, right? Use some common sense. Now some people on YouTube are now using the word skill, but they never used that shit before, right? But unfortunately, those that are starting to use the word skill still don't have a skill, right? And then they want to guess their way on how you're going to obtain the skill as if they themselves have the skill, right? So you got to watch out for the fakes. And how do you watch out for the fakes is say, do you have a skill? Yes or no? And if so, prove it, right? Because a skill is proven, a skill is visual, right? It is, it's factual, it's objective in the market. A set of people can say whether or not someone has a skill based on objective facts in the market, based on visual, right? You can see someone's skill if you're watching them trade, right? It's right in front of you. Your eyes are not going to lie to you. People do. Your eyes are not going to lie to you. Traders do, okay? So weak individuals do also, right? So is it pointless? Right? You gonna come up with excuses? It's pointless to try this. It's pointless to try that. It's pointless to do all of these things. These are excuses. Why didn't this trade work? Why didn't this trade work? Why didn't that trade work? I did everything. I did everything. Okay? Once you inject I in the formula, it's a shit show, right? Because no, you didn't do everything. No, not everything lined up. No, it was not objective. Yes, you were gambling. Yes, you failed to do everything. Yes, you need to practice. Yes, you don't have a skill yet. What else do you want to know? Right? Oh, intuition. It was my intuition. I thought it was going to go up. I thought it was going to go down. There's liquidity above. There's liquidity down below. This is the perfect zone here. This is a horizontal line. This is the open. This is the close. This is the high. This is the low. There's liquidity here above. There's liquidity down low. It's my tuition. I thought the price was going to go up. Look, it went up. I told you it was going to go up without any objective evidence in the market. That's called gambling, traders. Okay? Hate to tell you, but 99% of your word salad is gambling. I'll even go 99.9% of all your word salad is gambling. Okay? You can't prove it. And if you can prove it, then start to prove it using videos. If you got some favorite indicator you have, prove it. Okay? You have some order flow indicator you have, prove it. Prove it. Get on the live stream and prove it. Get on the live stream again and prove it. Take thousands of trades using that indicator and prove it live. And the reason I tell you live, because I know you can't prove it. I know you can't prove it. That's a fact. You can't prove it, right? So, hit rate. Nobody wants to talk about a hit rate. Why? Because they have a piss poor hit rate, right? And if they don't have a great hit rate and they don't have objectivity in their trading style, what are they going to do? They're going to knock down the hit rate, right? Because they're going to assume that, well, I would rather just take one great trade a month, a week, or in a day, rather than taking 100 trades a day. Well, they don't know much about compounding, do they? Because they always talk about money, right? But they don't know anything about compounding. Simple compounding quote, right? From Einstein. Compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. That's a fact, Jack.
Oh, shit.
He who doesn't understand pays it.
Here we go again.
So all of those fake gurus out there, all of the herd going northbound, as Rich and crew is traveling south.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Who's paying it? The herd is paying for those who fade. The herd is paying for those who trade objectively. The herd is paying for those who have a skill in the market. The herd uses intuition, a hunch, liquidity, PD arrays, fair value gaps, all of these buzzwords. Call it whatever you want to call it. You either know how to trade or you don't know how to trade. You either have a skill or you don't have a skill. That's a fact. You either have a skill or you don't have a skill. How are you going to convince somebody that you have a skill just because you've taken a payout? I will not, and I will continue to say this over and over again. Any mentees that want to talk about a trade without executions and without the executions prior to that trade, I will not discuss or even talk about that chart. Why? Because everyone has to be held accountable. And how do we have accountability? Because I want to know and I want to see what you were doing prior to the execution of the trade you want to talk about. If you cannot analyze a chart, then you should not be trading. If you cannot analyze a chart 100%, you should not be trading. If you cannot go back in history and study, you should not be trading. If you cannot trade objectively in the market, you should not be trading. If you are on a bar replay practicing, you should not be trading. If you are on a fake account, paper account, a fake paper account, trying to see if your skill works, you should not be trading. Here at Breathing with the Markets, I have certain rules, and there's reasons for these rules, because you should not be trading. Pretty simple, right? But people don't like simple. They want to live outside of that simple zone. They want to live outside of simplicity. They don't want to keep it simple, stupid. Okay? Because the way I trade is very simple. It's called a skill. It is the most simplest form that you can have in trading. It's an actual skill. And once you obtain that skill, that is simple. Right? Think about it. Once you obtain the skill, trading is simple. But everyone thinks of simple differently. What they want to tell you is the less that you do in a chart and keep it simple, the better off you're going to be. I've heard so much bullshit, so many excuses, all of these excuses, all of these statements, all of these podcasts, everything that you hear about why people don't do something, everything that you hear at price is going here for a reason. Price is going down there for a reason. I put my stop loss up here for a reason. I put my stop loss down there for a reason. They don't have a reason. They want you to believe they have a reason. Why are 99% of traders failing? Don't they use a stop loss? I would say a big percentage of traders use a stop loss because that's the first thing they fucking teach them, is to use a stop loss. I don't even talk about a stop loss. I don't believe I've ever talked about a stop loss as far as where we put a stop loss when I'm teaching. And I could be wrong if the question came up, right? But if you teach someone how to trade, why would you need a stop loss? A stop loss is not part of the program. It's a skill-based program, knowledge-based program, actually applying knowledge. And the only way you can gain the knowledge is to practice. And the only way you can practice is to get off your ass, turn on the screen, and practice. Right? So how can a trader fuck that up? Very easily. By not practicing. Right? By telling people that you know how to practice, or telling people you can practice. Hey, go ahead and test me. Well, you're not testable if you can't do everything. Why take a test if you cannot do it, all of it? Right? So those that want to be tested at Breathing with the Markets should know how to do everything, not some things, because some things just don't work. That's called gambling. I serve it up to them. Gems, how to approach the market, how to analyze the market, how to get rid of half the market, all of these things that are important. And if you cannot put all of them together, then that's not a system problem, that is a trader problem. That's what separates traders from gamblers. If you want to gamble and not put the time in, then this program is not for you. If you want something that's easy, that just take a bounce, just win more than you lose, that's not going to work either. Okay? Because after your first trade, when you flip that coin heads or tails, what's unique about heads or tails versus pushing a button in the market? Because you have these gurus on here to say it's 50%, just win more than you lose, just push a button. Mathematically, you win 50% of the time. Apparently that person never graduated high school or probably elementary school, and he's out here trying to teach. Your 50% only works the first trade, because after the first trade, it's a fucking train wreck.
Oh, shit.
Think about it logically. It is not heads or tails. Heads or tails is a coin that is not changing, and you've identified two sides. Heads for a reason, and tails on the other side. What fucktard thought you could press a button and spill all of this bullshit all over the internet that you have a 50-50 chance of winning or losing? The market's not heads or tails. Did anyone tell this clueless bastard the market is not heads or tails? The market moves up and down and sideways? There is no heads and tails in the market. What a fucktard. Right? And you're following these people. I bet you a 4-year-old could figure that out.
Oh, shit.
Right? Think about it. Once you press the button, that theory, you have a 50% chance of winning or losing, is fucking out the window. So trade number 2, through thousands and thousands of trades, that bullshit heads or tails crap is gone. Right? Oh, but you want to start over every time. Oh, wait a minute. So that means when they win, they say when they win one time, then they tell you they got 100% this week. They were 100% on their trades this week because they traded one time. But they picked the time that they were going to tell you that. And if they traded the entire week and lost their ass, they're not going to tell you that. Or they're going to come up and make excuses as to, well, I just trade higher time frames, and over a period of time, you might lose 3 times in a row on a higher time frame. Well, let me ask you something. How are you losing on a higher time frame if you know what the fuck you're doing? Let me ask you again. How in the hell are you losing on a higher time frame if you know what the fuck you're doing? Higher time frames are easy to trade. The higher the time frame, the easier it gets. Yes. The higher the time frame, the easier it gets. The lower the time frame, the harder it gets, the faster it is. The better skill you need. And you've been fooled your entire time. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. And I don't have to say sorry. I'm sorry for you that you had to hear a bunch of bullshit on YouTube. Top-down analysis. What does a monthly have to do with the fucking 15-minute chart? What does a daily have to do with the 30-second chart? What does a weekly have to do with the minute chart? Not a fucking thing. Look at your watch, traders. They want to talk about time in the market, but they don't know how to look at a watch. Oh, but they want to say there's a 9:30 reversal. Really? There's a 9:30 reversal? Where? When? How? How often? Doesn't the fucking market go up and down? So now you want to convince yourself that there's a 9:30 reversal every day. And guess what? You're probably going to see it. And now what? How could you not see a reversal at 9:30 or 10:30 or 11:30 or 12:30? You can convince yourself to see shit. And then you automatically think, this is fucking it. This is the fucking strategy right here. That shit reverses at 12 o'clock every fucking day. Yeah, that's where the institutions come in, right? Every time I hear that shit, I say, non-fucking trader. Non-fucking trader. Yeah. If you can't trade the chart, don't trade. If you can't find objective evidence in the chart, like a puzzle, don't trade. If you can't practice and apply education that's objective in the chart, don't trade. If you can only do half of what you're supposed to do, no matter what it is, don't trade. If you go on tilt, show the fucking tilt so everyone can see the tilt, right? Or don't trade if you're learning. Because tilt is a matter of just going in there heavy, right? So if you went heavy and that's not your skill level and you got bit, I wouldn't consider that tilt. I'd consider that stupid, right? But tilt is just a word. Tilt is different from all traders. So the word tilt and the word trader and the word trading doesn't mean the same. Because you either know how to trade and you either know how to trade appropriately in the market, which means a skill-based trading system that is verifiable, that you can go back in history and look at it, that it repeats. But if you're telling somebody that there's liquidity high and low over there, bullshit. Where's it at? If you can't see it, it does not exist. That's like claiming somebody else committed a crime and they were fucking never there. But you had an assumption that they did it. It's bullshit. Your assumptions are bullshit. Use it as toilet paper, throw it down and flush it. Pretty simple, right? It's real. If you cannot speak and talk about objective evidence in the market, you have no business being in the market. If you want to get in the market and you want to talk about it, great. You just look like an idiot. That's all, right? You may not like what I'm saying, but I don't care. I'm telling you the truth. It's not my opinion. I'm saying if you can't identify it in the market, it doesn't exist. If you think price is going somewhere without objective evidence in the market, it doesn't exist. And if it went there because you thought it went there, don't pat yourself on the back. Congratulations, you're still gambling. I thought price was going to move there. I thought, every time I say I thought in the market, I want more, I thought, boom, blew that shit out of the water. I'm telling you, every time I say I thought, doesn't happen. I thought wrong. How could you think your way through society? How could you think your way through life? How could you think your way through the charts? How do you think that you have great risk management? I have great risk management. Really? Show us how great your risk management is live. For all those risk management people that talk about how great fucking their risk management is, why don't you get on live stream and show us, and get even a demo account and show us how great your fucking risk management is. Let's see those risk managers. Let's see what they do. How about those gurus who take a bounce? Do risk management. Guess what they do? They hide the screen down below so you cannot see the months. So then they're on a daily or a weekly chart, correct? So if they're taking a zone off a week, would you think that they might have to wait a week or so for it to pan out? Would you think that they might have to wait 2 or 3 weeks? Let's think about it, right? So if you're trading a weekly chart and you're finding a zone on a weekly chart, why are you in it only 5 minutes? You scared the shit out of yourself, didn't you? You scared the fuck out of yourself. That's what happened. You got scared when that fucking candle kept going against you. And it hasn't even been a week, it's been 5 minutes. So as soon as you got in and you thought that you were going to be this almighty king or queen about how much money you've made this year, $500,000, and you can't trade your way out of a wet paper bag, and then all of a sudden you talk about a $100,000 stop loss, and you find a weekly zone, 5 minutes later, you're out of that fucking trade at 3 o'clock in the morning because you set an alarm that you didn't tell anybody about, and you about shit your pants because you're down $20,000. Is that trading? That's risk management, huh? Holy shit. Anyways, if you want to learn how to trade in the market and actually gain a skill in the market, come on over to breathingwiththemarkets.com. I'll get you squared away. I will change your trading for life. Straight up, I will change your trading for life. And for those who want their charts looked at and want me to analyze their charts at breathingwiththemarkets.com, all the executions have to be there. It's no secret. And the entire day of trading has to be on that chart. Because we need to really look at what you're doing or what you're not doing. And that's not too much to ask for, because transparency is key. If you want to gain a skill in trading, you have to be transparent. And the skill will form through transparency. I wish you well. Peace, traders.